Hello and welcome to the SEG Fidelity Group training session. This is going to be on the authorization for payment form. Basically, this is really simple. This is how we're going to automatically take their funds from their checking account. First, you want to get a check from the customer when they sign up. If they don't have a check and they give you, let's say they have a checking account, but they only have cash on them. Take the cash and then get a bank statement. That bank statement must have a positive balance. We cannot use starter checks. So the way around that would be to just have them give you cash and then turn the cash into a money order. Make sure you get a bank statement with their name, obviously, their account number, routing number, and then it has to have a positive balance. Once you get that check, on the application, we're going to put the due date that we want them to withdraw the money, and we already talked about that on the application. Again, if their Social Security hits on the 1st, that's going to be their due date. If it hits on the 3rd, the 3rd's going to be their due date. We don't want to see a bunch of policies coming out on the 4th, 5th, and 6th. That means bad news for you later down the line. So once we get the check, all you're going to do is copy the information from the check. We're going to mark checking account. The authorized payer would be the customer. If it's a married couple and they're both on the account, put both of their names here. Simply put the account number, the routing number, the name of the bank, and if you have their phone number, put the name of the bank. We don't need the city and state and all of that. Now, if you happen to get a credit card, we don't recommend it, but if it's like a debit card, make sure. If it's a debit card to a checking account, don't get the debit card. Just draft it. If they don't have the money, draft it from the bank and get the account number and routing number. Because what happens is this debit card will expire and we'll go to take the money out and it won't come out, and the customer may change their phone number or even move, and you're not going to have any way to get a hold of them and their policy is going to lapse. And explain that to them. So never draft a card that is linked to a checking account. Just draft it straight from the account. Okay, and I'm going to show you how to do that right down here. But if you take like a card that's tied to their Social Security, it's a debit or credit card, put it, whether it's a Visa, MasterCard, or Discovery, write their name. The sequence number, you actually have to call the number that we gave you on the front of the rate book, and go through all of their prompts, and they will give you a sequence number, and you'll write it here, and you'll write it on the top left of the application. As well, you're going to want to write the expiration date for the card, their billing address, the city, the state, and the zip code. And that's the information that we need. Now down here, as long as they give you a check or a money order, then we don't need to worry about this. Please withdraw my initial premium on whatever date or immediately from the home office. We don't need that as long as they give you cash or they give you a check right up front. Now if they give you a card or we're doing an initial withdrawal from the checking account, then we need to know when you want that done. A lot of times they'll tell you, well, just do it on the 1st of next month. So you would put that date in here. Now if they don't care, if the money's in the account, they just didn't happen to have a check, then just have them do it immediately once the home office receives this at the home office in Phoenix. Obviously have them sign it and date it, and that's all that the authorization for payment form is. Now we made it simple for you. At the bottom of that is your conditional receipt. This is really simple. You only need one of these per household as long as they're all coming from the same check. So receive the sum of whatever the total premiums are that you collected that day from the customer's name, received on the date that you signed the applications. You sign the bottom, put your producer code, and date it. And then this is actually perforated. You tear this apart. This goes with your paperwork that you're going to turn into Lincoln Heritage. This will actually go in the Funeral Consumer Guardian Society on the left side, and I'm going to show you how to stack that folder in the next training session. If you have any questions, make sure you talk to your manager.